Okay, let's do it.
Thank you. All right, welcome everybody to our City Commission meeting of Thursday, July 15th, sorry. We'll call our meeting to order. And so if everybody would please rise, Nikki, our city attorney, will lead us in an invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mayor. Let us all take a moment to start this meeting and be present with a moment of silence and take a moment to reflect each according to our own individual beliefs and intentions. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, we've got a couple of exciting presentations and some really happy campers in the audience, so welcome. We're happy to have you. So our first presentation is going to be the Purple Heart Recognition Day Proclamation. I'm going to turn that over to Commissioner Tornka.
Thank you, Mayor. Gentlemen, please, if you would.
Come on down.
Push them up there, Dee Dee. Get them up there. Here we go. We have Mel Clingan. We have Patrick Kennedy. We have Father Bob Swick, Captain Swick in his military uniform, and Richard Wentz.
Welcome.
So, welcome to this proclamation. This is a serious but a wonderful day for us. And I'm going to make a comment after I'm done reading this that applies to you all. Purple Heart Recognition Day. Whereas August 7, 2021 marks the 239th anniversary of the inception of the Purple Heart Award and the 89th anniversary of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, of which these gentlemen are members of. And whereas August 7th has been officially designated as National Purple Heart Recognition Day in honor of those American veterans who have earned the military tribute by virtue of their bravery and sacrifice. And whereas the Purple Heart is specifically awarded to any member of the United States Armed Forces that has been wounded or killed in combat with a declared enemy of the United States. And whereas throughout history, brave and patriotic individuals have answered the call of duty and nobly engaged in the fight to eliminate the oppressive forces of tyranny that have threatened our freedom. And whereas on this 14th anniversary of the city of Dunedin being congressionally recognized as a Purple Heart City, the city celebrates Purple Heart Recognition Day and honors the sacrifice of our nation's men and women in uniform. Now, therefore, I, John Tornga, by virtue of the authority invested in the mayor of the city of Dunedin, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Commission, do proudly proclaim Saturday, August 7, 2021 as Purple Heart Recognition Day in Dunedin. And we ask everyone to pause and remember those extraordinary men and women and their families who made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our freedom, and those who were willing to make that ultimate sacrifice and to pray for the safety of all those defending our nation today. And I would like to make this comment to you, brave individuals. The interesting date here of August 7 of the day of the proclamation for you for Purple Hearts Day. From World War II, when we swept in to defend our nation, of which military folks did so at Guadalcanal, August 7, exactly 8 months after the attack on Pearl Harbor. So this is going to be a very special day, I think, as we think about that, as those men went into that attack, the first attack on land, where we actually had a movement to disgorge the folks that had caused us the problem. and therefore then created a number of Purple Hearts for us, which was just really fantastic. So with that, I absolutely render you a hand salute, of course, as you know, and would like to know if you would all like to come up and grab this, or if you want to just one of you come up, and then we'd love to hear a presentation or a word from any one of you, and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the city.
Thank you, sir.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
I'll go first here. I'd like to thank the mayor and the council, of course, for this. Special recognition to Parks and Recreation, Vince Gizzi and his crew, Jory Peterson and Heather Bonner, very good. In fact, they are so professional, it's just astounding, it is. The price of freedom is not free. It's paid for by the men and women who serve in the armed forces of the United States of America. Sadly, some of them never return. Some return with physical injuries. Some return with invisible injuries. And those that are serving today in 145 different places around the world, it's uncertain what their lives will be like. But it is certain that if they leave the service and come to the city of Dunedin, they'll be welcome. Thank you for your leadership in making this city the most veteran-friendly city in the state of Florida. And I thank you personally from the Military Order of Purple Heart for your continued recognition of the people, the men and women that wear the medal of the Purple Heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Father Bob, please you make sure you, no, please. But as a chairperson of the Military Veterans Committee, would you please make sure you say a word for us?
Do I have a half hour? Well, 3 minutes, I say. Well, good evening, everyone. It's good to see everyone again. Mayor, city commissioners, Ms. Manager. It is an honor here. Every year it's an honor. And we recognize our city as the first official Purple Heart city in the entire state of Florida. That's through the efforts of my predecessor, our predecessor, and his family, and the commission, and all the efforts behind all the organizations to help move that forward. And every year it's such a wonderful feeling to see how many people come out and just show their patriotism for us. It's very humbling, very humbling. We thank you for your dedication. We thank you for your service. God bless you all.
Bless you.
I'd just like to take a second and thank all of you, because without you guys, this would not be possible. My wife and I retired out of the military about 7-8 years ago. And I retired here in Florida, in the area, and because of you guys, I decided to stay here. You guys have welcomed us. The patriotism and the freedom that we see down here, we bring all our family here. Every time our family comes down here, this is where we bring them. You've got great restaurants, you've got a great government, and in today's environment with the, try and keep it politically correct, but critical race theory, the anti-freedom stuff, it's nice to see that there is still a bastion of that in this state of Florida. And I am so proud to become part of that community here. And all I can do is say thank you very much for that. And it's an amazing support system you guys have here. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
Patrick.
Yep, I'd just like to thank everyone. I'm really humbled. It's been 55 years since I was wounded, I believe. And I've never seen such an outpouring of emotion and sincerity that you have given to all of our Purple Heart veterans. So thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your service and for your sacrifices.
Dee Dee, how they doing over there? Make sure they're lined up right.
We won't get that close. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, and thank you, Commissioner Twanga.
They may want to wait for this next one. Or not.
Bye. Hey,
Thank you so much.
hey, guys, you might want to stick around for this next presentation. I think it might be of interest to you. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll let you leave. Then we're going to let you leave.
I'm ready.
Not dismissed.
Okay. Well, I just think you might find it interesting. Okay? So now we have a presentation to Master Sergeant Jeffrey Garber, and I'm going to turn this over to our city manager, Jennifer Bramley.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. I think it was early June, a gentleman came into our lobby and delivered a flag, and along with 2 certificates. He was Master Sergeant Jeffrey Garber, U.S. Air Force. Master Sergeant Garber is presenting this flag to the city of Dunedin. So Master Sergeant Garber, he's not here today. I hope that he's watching. He is in the 927th Air Refueling Wing, Air Force Reserve Command. He is currently stationed at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. Master Sergeant was recently deployed to, and you might help me with the pronunciation, Al Udeid Air Force Base in Qatar for 128 days. During that time, he purchased an American flag and had it flown on a C-17 Globemaster combat mission in honor of the city of Dunedin. But he wasn't done, because then he arranged to have it flown above the 379th AEW headquarters at that same base, again in honor of the city of Dunedin. Master Sergeant Garber is presenting this flag to the city this evening. The flag and the accompanying certificate of authenticity right there will be proudly displayed in our lobby here and in our new lobby in our new city hall. We've asked him to come today. He wasn't able to join us, but we wanted to take this opportunity, the commission, staff, residents of the city of Dunedin, to thank him for his service to our country and for this honor in presenting this flag. Thank you.
Gentlemen and ladies, you may now leave. Dismissed.
At ease.
That was really nice, Jennifer. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Donna.
Okay, now we have citizen input. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak on any topic that's not already on the agenda, please come forward, identify yourself, and you'll get 3 minutes. No? Okay. Come back for our action items. Item 2A, we have Resolution 2110, establishes a maximum millage rate for fiscal year 2022. Nikki, would you please read Resolution 2110 by title only?
Resolution 21-10, a resolution of the City of Dunedin, Florida, providing for a proposed millage rate for ad valorem tax revenue for fiscal year 2022 at a rate not to exceed 4.1345 mils, or $4.13 per $1,000 of assessed property value, providing for public hearing dates and providing for an effective date hereof. Mayor and Commissioners, this has been reading of Resolution 21-10 by title only.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, or
Okay.
whatever.
Commissioner Twanga and Commissioner Kynes, thank you.
I think,
No, it's fine. I'm good.
Les?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Les Tyler, Finance Director. As mentioned, this item is Resolution 2110, which is to establish and propose maximum millage rate for the fiscal year 22 budget. Staff is recommending approval of this rate, which allows the commission to approve this rate at 4.1345 mils or any rate lower. This is no increase to the prior year. Thank you. This is no increase to the prior year rate of 4.1345 that has been, and it's been that rate since 2016 for our city. Following adoption of this resolution 2110, the forms attached in your staffing report will be submitted to the state Florida Department of Revenue for trim notices sent through Pinellas County. You have any questions you might have? Thank you.
Any questions for Les? No? No. Okay, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak to this item, please feel free to do so. Seeing or hearing none, we'll come back to the maker of the motion, Commissioner Tornga. Any final comments?
I have none, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Kynes?
Nothing further.
No, none.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Dow.
Aye.
Commissioner Franny.
Aye.
Commissioner Kynes.
Aye.
Commissioner Tornga.
Aye.
Mayor Brzezowski.
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. Les, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We won't see you again for another month.
Just about, yes, pretty close.
He's like, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I think, that's what I was gonna say.
He was probably watching the last meeting saying, I gotta get out of here. Okay. And thank you again, Les, for all your hard work.
Mayor, we may just have missed it, but did we open for public comment?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, we
okay.
did.
We just may have missed it. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you two were chatting over there.
Sorry about that. I know.
It's okay.
That's why we wanted to make sure.
It's like high school over there in that corner.
No.
Just say it.
It's the millage rate. We just want to make sure.
We just were like, did you hear it? Did you? No,
I
we were,
did.
no, thank you.
I did.
Got you.
Okay. So now we have a whole bunch of historical landmark designations. Thank you to Commissioner Kynes for pushing so hard to get these to come forward.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and read the first title, Mayor.
Yeah.
Ordinance
Yeah, go ahead.
21-23, an ordinance of the City of Dunedin, Florida, designating the home located at 512 Wilkie Street as a historic landmark and providing for an effective date. And Mayor and Commissioners, this has been reading of ordinance 21-23 on first reading by title only.
Okay, so motion is Commissioner Kynes. Who's going to second?
Second.
Okay, Vice Mayor. All right, Francis, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Commission. I'm Frances Leong Sharp, Planner 2 for the City of Dunedin. This evening, we have 4 historic landmark designation, and the first of which is the first reading of Ordinance 21-23 for the location of 512 Wilkie Street. The structure was built in 1924 in a craftsman bungalow architectural style. The home once belonged to Alfred Anderson, who was a Swedish inventor and was awarded several patents, including a machine that perforated the holes in music rolls, which was later purchased by General Electric Company. Anderson also partnered with Thomas S. Lord, who erected the international manufacturing headquarters of Anderson Bandsaw Company on Scotland Street, southwest of the railroad track. The current owner, Kevin C. Connell, intends to designate this property as a historic landmark to commemorate the original owner of the home and his significant contribution to the community at that time, as well as celebrate the prominent architectural style of craftsman bungalow. The Historic Preservation Advisory Committee held a public hearing on May 13, 2021, and unanimously recommended approval for the designation based on this on the following criteria. Its value is a significant reminder of the cultural or archaeological heritage of the city, state, or nation. It is identified with a person who significantly contributed to the development of the city, state, or nation. Its value as a building is recognized for the quality of its architecture, and it retains sufficient elements showing its architectural significance. It has distinguishing characteristics of an architectural style valuable for the study of a period, method of construction, or use of indigenous materials. Its character is an established and geographically definable neighborhood, similar in culture, architectural style, or physical plan and development, and it has contributed or is likely to contribute information important to the prehistory or history of the city, state, or nation. Staff finds the request consistent with the applicable review criteria, and therefore staff recommendation is to approve Ordinance 21-23. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few photos of this property here. So here is the image of the front facade in the prominent style of the Craftsman Bungalow.
You'll have to let Kevin know.
the cutest thing.
And then it's side facade. And the front facade again. And then the rear facade.
Nice.
So that concludes.
I have a question for the city attorney. This is really complicated
Okay.
over there, Nikki.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Does she have to read that whole thing all 4 times? That whole statement of why it's applicable?
It's in the staff report, so it's already in the commission's backup for you to consider.
I'm trying to just make sure we get out of here before 10 o'clock. I'm teasing. It's supposed to be a joke, everybody.
I like your jokes, Mayor, but it is already in your staff report. So I guess just for the public, if Francis does choose to summarize the additional ones, then that backup is in the commission's packet already.
Okay.
She is practicing her Toastmasters, though.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, the pictures are very
Tonight's just
important.
not the night for it.
The pictures really tell the story.
They do, the pictures do tell the story. Okay, are there any questions for Francis or Vinny, or, I don't see Kevin here, so, any questions from anyone?
No?
All right, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak to this item, please feel free to do so. Vinny, did you want to get up and say anything? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, you're good? Very good. All right, we'll come back to the commission. Commissioner Kynes.
Well, it's a beautiful bungalow, and actually, I think it's worth saying, although we're going down through 4, these are all owned by Kevin Connell, all 4 homes. So he has brought 4 homes.
Which is really awesome.
And Ann Bottenberg has worked so hard with him to do extraordinary history and background, and I know Vinny helps also with history and background, so I think that was worth, here's one person that's bringing forward 4 tonight, and he's got more that he's working on.
Yeah, and he owns that.
He had the yellow
He owns
house.
the yellow and white house across from Flanagan's.
The
That
beautiful.
starts at that little Virginia Lane, the one that's been
Yes, the one that's
vacant.
forever.
Yeah, he bought that maybe a year
And
or
he's
2
really redone
ago.
that.
He bought it and kind of at least made the property look a little bit better, but hasn't decided what he's going to do with it, but he owns that as well.
Awesome.
So at least you know it's in good hands, is my point.
Great, that's super.
Okay, any final comments from anyone else? No?
Well, I just want to say, this is the kind of thing we're trying to protect, right? This is just awesome.
Yeah.
These are the kind of homes we love, and we don't want any crazy homes to rebuilt to ruin it. So,
Right.
thank you, Deborah.
Oh, you're very, well, thank you, Vinny, thank you, the HPAC, thank you, Francis, thank you, Ann, thank you, Kevin, thank you, all the people that worked so hard on this.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Franny?
Aye.
Commissioner Tornga?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gao?
Aye.
Commissioner Kynes?
Aye.
Mayor Bajowski?
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. There will be a second reading on August 19th, 2021. All right, we'll move on to the first reading of ordinance 21-24 for historic landmark designation for 516-518 Wilkie. Nikki?
Ordinance number 21-24, an ordinance of the City of Dunedin, Florida, designating the home located at 516 and 518 Wilkie Street as a historic landmark and providing for an effective date. And this has been reading of ordinance 21-24 on first reading by title only.
Can I have a motion to approve? I know that's
So moved.
Commissioner Kynes. Who's my second this time?
Second.
Vice Mayor. All right, Francis?
All right, once again, Francis Leong Sharp, Planner 2 for City of Dunedin here, Community Development Department. As mentioned, this is ordinance 21-24 with the property located at 516 and 518 Wilkie Street. The structure is built in 1922 and was historically utilized as a residential home for Joanne Tilley and her family. The structure is named Tilley Apartments, is what is commonly called. Joanne Tilley was the great-great-granddaughter of John A. Sutton, who founded Curlew United Methodist Church in 1869. Curlew United Methodist Church is the oldest church in Pinellas County that remains in its original location. And once again, this property is owned by Kevin Connell, and he intends to designate the property as a historic landmark to commemorate the past owner's significant contribution to the community. Once again, the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee held a public hearing on May 13th, 2021, and recommended approval for its designation based on the criteria of the historical significance of the person who had resided there. Staff finds, again, that the request is consistent with the applicable review criteria, and therefore, staff recommendation is to approve ordinance 21-24.
Show us pictures?
Yes. So this one has a little bit more pictures. We have some before and after pictures here. So here are the before pictures, before
Very
any
familiar with that
improvements.
before picture. That was awful for the longest time.
You know what they called it?
No.
I can't say
Well,
it.
yeah, don't say it. I can only imagine, because, I mean, there was a lot of trouble going on around there.
Deborah.
So are those variations of the before of the front facade, and then here comes the after, which the owner had drastically transformed this structure.
Great. It's very cute.
I would live there.
I would live
Oh,
there too.
totally.
And that's the rear, so that concludes the images of the property.
Great.
Very nice. Another great job, Kevin. You've done a lot of improvements in the area for sure.
We just want to say, keep it going, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, and then, you know, you were there, and I know Vinnie was there when
She
the
had
Historical Society or the Bad Girls Club, whatever, met with the Historical Society at Ann's home, which is rented from Kevin, who he also owns, and talked about all of this stuff, and he was there. And that was nice. He was one of the few men that were there.
Well, Vinnie was there.
Well,
Vinnie spoke.
yes, Vinnie spoke. But anyway, he's very into this. And thank you to Ann, because I'm sure Ann beat him over the head to make sure he was into it. So, pretty cool. Okay, any questions on this property for Francis? No? Okay, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to step forward and speak, please feel free to do so. Okay, we'll come back to the commission. Any final comments, Commissioner Kynes?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, any final comments over here? No. All right, roll call vote.
Commissioner Torngat?
Aye.
Commissioner Franny?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gao?
Aye.
Commissioner Kynes?
Aye.
Mayor Brzezowski?
Aye, that motion passes unanimously. There is a second reading will be held on August 19th, 2021. Then we move on to the first reading of ordinance 21-25, historical landmark designation for 518 James Street. Nikki, would you please read that by title only?
Ordinance 21-25, an ordinance of the City of Dunedin, Florida, designating the home located at 518 James Street as a historic landmark and providing for an effective date. And this has been reading of ordinance 21-25 on first reading by title only.
Okay, Commissioner Kynes is the maker. Who's my second?
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Tornga. All right, Francis.
Okay, this is ordinance 21-25 for the property at 518 James Street. I immediately had goofed up on my presentation notes here, but it is a property that has a significant historical significance of an individual. And once again, the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee had a public hearing on May 13th for this item and unanimously recommended approval for this property for its significant contribution for the cultural or archaeological heritage of the city, and also some contribution to the city's history. Staff finds the request consistent with the applicable review criteria, and therefore staff recommends approval for the ordinance. And so here are the images for 518 James Street. And just a side note, Mr. Connell had intended to make plans to make some improvements for this property as well. So this is the front facade of the existing structure, the side, and then the rear.
If I can say something, he did have some questions. As you can see with his other properties, he's totally done a beautiful rendition of keeping the integrity of the architecture. He does intend to work more on this. He understands that he will be talking to staff, that he will keep the integrity of the structure. And so it's called a certificate of appropriateness. It'll go to staff. If they have any issue or questions about what he might do, it would go to HPAC. But, I mean, I think you're sort of seeing the quality of the work he does on these historic homes. He understands that process, but I'm putting it out there so that everybody knows that there is a process, and it's, you know, the staff wants to work with you. I mean, we don't want to see this house torn down. Kevin obviously did not want to see it torn down. And so, you know, I just wanted to also put that on the record.
Very good. Any questions, other questions for Francis? Okay. This is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak to this item, please step forward. Seeing or hearing none, we'll come back to the commission. Commissioner Kynes, any final comment?
No, except again, I think when people take on, you know, a rehabilitation of these structures and want to designate them, to preserve them, they shouldn't be afraid of a certificate of appropriateness. What it is, it's help from staff and, you know, in just achieving what he's done all over the place. But people shouldn't be afraid of that. And so I think this is really important to play up that particular aspect. Don't be afraid of it. If you want to do something, you have staff, you have people that are very well versed, and you have the HPAC, and, you know, it's okay. It's good. And Vinnie may even want to say something to that. I mean.
Okay, anything?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner Kynes, because after I had gone through the four, I came back to this very one. And I had a long conversation with the city manager about that, and that is a great way you put it, that there is a system for this, and this is the one out of the three that isn't really
Totally
done
yet.
But he wishes to do this, and is going to do this,
Absolutely.
and there's a process. So therefore, then, when we came to saying who was going to second this one, I thought, well, I'd rather second any one of the other ones, only because I had a lively conversation with this one, but I thought, no, it's a good one for me to do. Thank you for the presentation,
Thank everybody involved.
and thank you.
Comments? Thank you. Okay, roll call vote.
She put it better.
Vice Mayor Gao.
Aye.
Commissioner Franny.
Aye.
Commissioner Torga.
Aye.
Commissioner Kynes.
Aye.
Mayor Buszowski.
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously, and there will be a second reading on August 19th. And then finally, we have the first reading of ordinance 2125, historical landmark designation for 634 Loudon. Nikki, will you please read that ordinance by title only?
2126.
26? Ordinance number 21-26.
21-26.
It's just too many, right? Ordinance 21-26, an ordinance of the city of Dunedin, Florida, designating the home located at 634 Loudon Avenue as a historic landmark and providing for an effective date. This has been reading of ordinance 21-26 on first reading by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
I had to get in there. I wasn't letting anybody get in there.
Hey, everybody
We
had
gotta
to
share
have
the
a
fun,
chance.
right?
Okay, Francis.
All right, and once again, this is the first reading of ordinance 21-26 for the location at 634 Loudon Avenue. This structure was built in 1924 in a craftsman bungalow architectural style. W.A. or Bud Fisher and his family historically utilized the structure as their residential home in 1935. Bud Fisher and his family owned and operated the Bluebird Sundries on Main Street for 27 years, as well as the Dixie Theater for 1 year. Fisher was a member of Dunedin Lodge number 192 and past director of the Dunedin Chamber of Commerce and Downtown Merchant Association. So as evidence why this particular property is special is the significance of the person who lived there. He was also a postmaster for the city's post office branch. Fisher was also involved in the negotiations, resulting in the PGA's choosing Dunedin as their national course. And once again, this property is owned by Kevin Connell. He intends to designate this property as a historic landmark to commemorate the original owner of the home and his family's significant contribution to the community at that time, as well as celebrate the prominent architectural style of Craftsman Bungalow. And once again, the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee held a public hearing for this particular application on May 13, 2021, and received unanimous recommendation of approval for this property. And once again, staff finds this request consistent with applicable review criteria, and therefore, staff's recommendation is to approve Ordinance 21-26. So we do have some before and after photos here. So here's one of the before and for the front facade. And then come after is the after for the front facade. And then more of the before for the side. And then the after.
He does good work.
Fantastic.
You should see the inside, it's adorable. That's where Ann lives.
This is Ann's.
And that concludes my presentation.
Okay, any questions for Francis?
Good job, Francis.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak to this item, please feel free. Seeing or hearing none, come back to the commission. Any final comments, Commissioner Kynes?
No, I just, again, thank everybody, Vinnie, HPAC, Francis, that has to put up with us. All these Kevin, all the people that do have a real sense of pride of ownership of these beautiful homes. And I do want to say that that little area is becoming a little nest of historic homes. Yeah, Wilkie, Loudon, we're looking at a new one down on Wilkie that they're all excited about. So that's just naturally originating through pride of ownership for these wonderful homes. And that's a wonderful thing.
It is.
Yeah. And Vinnie, I don't know, he's our chair. He has to keep everybody under control, and it's hard, but. No. You don't want to say?
No. Well, Kevin and the other owners worked very, very hard to make these homes. I don't even want to tell you what some of the homes were called prior to the renovation. Yeah. So yes, they were well known in the area. But again, it's just what makes the prize of Dunedin and the community look much better. Just to tell you that, again, these homes are what people come down in the community and look at and value as what makes Dunedin so precious to a lot of people to see this type of neighborhood. So it's just a star in the eye of the community to see these people do this. And this program is making that happen. So we're very proud of what we're doing with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinnie.
Okay, anyone else? Final comments?
No, just thank you to Kevin and the other owners that make it happen, and obviously everybody involved. Deborah, certainly you and Vinnie and Francis.
Thank you, everyone. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Torngo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gao?
Aye.
Commissioner Franny?
Aye.
Commissioner Kynes?
Aye.
Mayor Bujalski?
Aye, and that motion passes unanimously. There will be a second reading on August 19th. And then finally, we have the proposed agenda for August 19th, which is a repeat of this agenda. Just second readings.
Except I have to ask something.
Okay.
But Nikki, we've got the two that we can bring forward as first, because it's going to be a month now.
I'm going to look to Francis. I'm getting my comments to Francis by tomorrow, so as long as that gives her enough time, we can add those on to that agenda.
So that'd be the first reading, and this will
Does
be the
that give
second.
you enough time? To put the two that I have for you on for first reading on the August 19th agenda?
I can make that happen.
Okay. Then
Thank you.
then yes. Sorry
That's
to put
fabulous. That's the Buena Vista, not the Buena Vista, that's the Aberdeen and Another Lynn Olson's, yeah. Thank you.
Should we wear period clothes since it's all history?
Stop it. I draw the line there.
Well, Vinnie can.
I'm having a hard enough time, wearing my own, finding clothes for me to wear, let alone and go out and find some costume. No, I'm
Commissioner
teasing.
Kynes says that she has enough for all of us.
I do.
That's a factor.
Well, yeah, maybe Vinnie, you can come in costume. Well, Deborah can come, and then she'll stand out.
There you go.
You can.
I don't think I
on
can
Zoom,
get in
so.
any of those anymore. That's pretty tiny.
Okay, so with the addition of the 2 first readings from Aberdeen and Loudon to the 4 second readings, there you are. We've been talking about you for like the last half hour. Wait, come on down. Yeah, come to the microphone. We've just been giving you. Yeah. Come.
You have
come.
to.
We've been talking about, we just approved all 4 historical things for your properties. No, August 19th you can come back, but we were just talking about all the wonderful work that you've done throughout the city, and the fact that you've done this, even though, you don't have to. We truly appreciate that and appreciate your contribution to the history of our community.
Great, thank you. I just want to say, I didn't do all that work on that.
No, Ann did.
There you go.
Yeah, we know
Just
that.
wanted to make sure we got that out for the whole.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay, but they're still your properties. You're still willing to do it, and you're getting ready to renovate something that,
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, so with the addition of the 2 first readings to the August 19th agenda, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Commissioner Kynes, Commissioner Tornga, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Anything else for the good of the order?
Since we're talking about this subject, I believe I'm correct that St. Pete is discussing tonight a historic district.
Are they?
So they are.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Very cool.
Good.
I wanted to talk about the raised crosswalk on Douglas.
Oh, no.
That horse is.
No, nothing. That ship has sailed.
That horse has sailed.
That horse has sailed.
Thank you. It's been lovely being with you this afternoon. I'm so glad I get to leave now. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Great meeting.
Thank you for watching this City of Dunedin government meeting. If you'd like to review any part of this meeting or watch any previous government meeting coverage, you can watch these meetings online anytime through the city's website, dunedingov.com. Stay connected with everything Dunedin. Follow the city on this channel and on the city's Facebook page, through Twitter, and on the city's YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching this Dunedin television production.